Yeah.
So good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Kari, and I'm the founder of The Spinning Hand. And I am so delighted today to be joined by Jaime of Life's Little Things Co. And she is located in Colorado. And Jaime, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and what is behind you?
Yes. So I'm a mom of three. One I sent off to Indiana this last fall for college. And I used to teach. I taught for 12 years middle school math, and I needed a break. So I got back into my crochet hobby, and I'm like, maybe I could do a little bit more to fill my time that I wasn't teaching with now. And I was doing that. And beanies are like my heart and soul. I love making beanies. They're quick. The longer projects, like my sweater, they're hard, but I love beanies. And I just found that I was making pom poms for my beanies all the time. And there really wasn't any options out there at the time for like DIY fur squares that I could just purchase and make my own poms. Um, and to be honest, I didn't want to just have yards of fabric to make poms with to sell my beanies. So I'm like, hey, why not? I kind of enjoy making pom poms. So let's turn this into a business. And, I perfected my process. It's changed over the years. I started this in, oh gosh, 2017, I think. And I've gotten way better at pom making and a lot quicker, which is nice. My fingers still hurt and they still get tore up during the winter time.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I decided, I'm going to start making them for other people too. So,
And did you start by selling on Etsy, as so many of us do?
yes, I did. I did. I started with my finished pieces and like made to order like Colorado hats I did. And actually I still do them. They're really big during winter season. And then just added the poms. And then I decided once I added yarn to my shop that I wanted my own website. So I added my website.
And your website is so beautiful. Let me just put the link in the
Thank you.
comments. So lifeslittlethingsco.com.
Yes. And
Perfect.
it's funny because co usually people think of company actually, and I didn't even think about this when I added it, but it's more for Colorado.
Yes. And would you say that's your best-selling product is the Colorado hat?
On Etsy, yes. I was getting lots of sales with the poms as well, but since I switched over to my website, that is definitely like my number one selling item on Etsy now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, got it. Got it.
Yeah.
And when we first got on the call together, I thought that you had knitted things behind you, but can you explain what's actually behind you?
Yes, so I figured since most of my days are spent making pom poms, I put you right in my craft room of pom poms. So this is all my no, it's not all my faux fur, it's just some of it. I have huge piles here, huge strips over here, and then unfortunately my outside of my basement, I have boxes of fur over there too that my kids have to maneuver around.
And I completely relate because like any room except for the bathroom and the kitchen, I think every room in the house has yarn
Yep. Yep. Yarn, ponds, fur. Oh yeah.
everywhere.
It is everywhere. Yeah. Unfortunately, my kitchen does too, our island, because it just kind of goes right into our great room, which is where I do my palms. So,
Yes. And now that I think of it, I have a high school student help me, a couple times a week, winding yarn. And there are several bags of yarn on the kitchen table for him to wind when he comes over.
yep. It's a good spot. It's a really good
Right,
spot.
right. Exactly. Well, I first heard about you through Jessica A's, who is our lead designer at the Spinning Hand. I said, "Where do people get their pom poms?" And she said, "Either Knitting Fever or Jamie at Life's Little Things." And so I definitely prefer to support a small business, a woman-owned business. and your poms are just gorgeous. So I thought what I might do is show people who are watching like how I chose the color of the pom poms to go with the yarn.
Awesome.
Okay.
Would love to see these.
Yes. So this yarn is by Ella Ray. It's called Unique, and it's it's not 100% wool, but it has that like sort of rustic wool feel. And so I thought that this one would go so beautifully with the rainbow palm,
Yes.
right?
I love Lucky. That is one of my favorite poms.
Lucky is so happy, and it's just got like a little bit of black on the tips. So it's almost like a unicorn just got a dye job and
Exactly.
um,
Exactly.
now every person who gets a kit in our subscription club, they have a different color. So it's sort of luck of the draw, like you never know what you're going to get, but that way you know that you're not making the exact same hat as 50 other people who are in the club.
That's really cool.
Um, and so this colorway, I was like, okay, it's very fall-like. It has, you know, like sort of deep colors, but also like pumpkin-y colors. And so I love that you knew exactly what Lucky was, but can you tell which one this is?
That is Campfire.
This is Campfire. I love Campfire. And it's just got this like wild red foxy look to it.
It sure does.
Yeah. And I think we need to say, because it's hard to tell on camera, but these are all faux fur. So
Yes.
you could call them vegan fur, but no stuffed animals were harmed in.
None. I have 3 dogs, and I laugh every now and then. I'm like, I could really use your fur and make some poms with that. That would be beautiful. But
You
no,
have,
everything's fur or
you have
faux fur.
3 dogs and 3 children?
Yes.
Did you match them up? Like each child gets his or her own dog?
No, not necessarily. But like we have a plethora more of animals as well that they like to attach themselves to.
Now this one was like a more muted rainbow. And so I just went ahead and put, do you know this one?
That is mist. Is
Yeah,
that
this
mist?
is mist.
Yep.
Yep, exactly. So this is a mist. Um, I know I shouldn't be surprised, but you're like 3 out of 3.
Well, it's crazy. I would say, I think I'm at least to 100 colors now. And
Yes. And you're just like, boom, I know what that is.
I know where all of them are. I know every single color. The newer ones, there's a couple that are pretty close that I have to question, but I'm like, where does this come from?
Well, I think as a teacher, you had to remember the names, but not only the names, but like the math abilities of all of these students. I mean, you probably had at least 100 students.
Oh, yes. I was at probably 150, 160
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah. And so I taught music in middle school. And so I bow down to you because I think I mentioned I did not last more than a year in the middle school. Not my jam.
Kids have changed. I don't know if I could go back to middle school, but
Yeah.
maybe
And
high
then
school.
what years did you teach?
I taught 8th grade.
But what I mean is like 2000 something.
So I taught from 2003 to my youngest was born in 14.
Mm-hmm.
So I taught through 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I taught in 2002, no, 2000, like 2000. So a long time ago, and I wonder if like, with all the cool online music programs, I wonder if it would be more of a successful experience now. But back in the olden days, like we listened to CDs, and there's this one song, I don't even remember what it is, but one of the lines is "work sucks," and like they weren't allowed to bring that song into school because like language. Well, like that is so mild.
Very mild now. Oh, it has changed so
This has
much.
changed just a little bit.
Yes.
So this Well, they're all my favorite, but look at how well this matches. Let me turn that around. And
Ooh,
can you recognize this one?
does that have the gold tips on the end?
No. Well, I don't know if you call it gold,
Like
but it's,
gold, like yellowish.
let me look.
It almost looks like Solaria, but I can't tell
Toasted
if it.
toasted mallow.
Oh, okay, I couldn't tell if it had the. Yep,
Yep, and the lighting isn't great, but it goes so well with this
that's
yarn.
really
So
pretty.
pretty. And then last but not least, and I don't know if you'll know this colorway.
Ooh, is that the taupe palm?
Yes, I had forgotten until you said it, and this is the taupe. This is the taupe. So just so pretty.
Beautiful neutral. I love that brown. It's just the perfect brown.
It is. It is. So I definitely want to place another order. Because I'm running out. I'm happy to say people have been joining the
Yay!
club. Yep. So you know, tell us how it works. So like if people want to buy poms from you, can they just buy one at a time or do they have to buy like a batch?
Nope, they can buy 1, 2, it doesn't matter. So I have
Okay.
them organized. You can look at them all at once on the website, or I have them organized by color. You have the
Great.
option of 3 different sizes: small, medium, and large/extra large. And that really depends on how long the fur is and how thick the fur is, on how big that palm's really going to be. And then you have 2 different attachment options. So you could do the
Yes.
nylon strings. So you could either sew them on, or a lot of makers I see use a button so that they could be detachable with the
Oh,
strings.
clever.
Or I offer snaps.
Yes.
Oh,
So I'm so glad you brought that up because I forgot to mention that these are the nylon string version and these are small. And I was impressed by how robust and fluffy the small is. So this is the smallest version that you offer.
yes.
And it's really nice, really nice. Um, Now here's a third option that I am trying for these hats is when you knit or crochet a hat, if you go from the bottom to the top, then you have like that one string left over.
Yeah.
So what I'm having them do is bring both strands down through the top of the hat and braiding the strands with that one last strand
Perfect.
so that it's like anchored.
Yeah.
And then if they need to spot clean the hat or anything like that, because I mentioned yesterday you can't launder these.
No.
So when they're ready to detach, they can just unbraid.
Yes. Oh, that's perfect.
Okay,
That's a
cool.
great way to do
So
it.
just
Yeah.
another option,
Yep. For
Um,
sure.
but the next time I'll remember that, well, either I will just buy the ones with snaps or I will find buttons to include in the kits. That's a good idea too.
Yeah, I haven't tried that myself, but I've been, like, dying to. I just always end up putting snaps, like, on my own hats that I wear,
Yeah.
because, to be honest, I like to switch my colors, and it's just super easy to just grab a palm and snap it on. But
Oh,
to
that's
do the
brilliant. Ooh, that's really good. I like that a lot. And then people can become collectors.
yes.
Yes. Ooh, the whole
Yeah.
world is opening up. Now, do you sell finished hats as well in your shop?
I do. I just have a few up there, to be
Uh-huh.
honest. Like, my time is so focused on, like, just the making of hats. Like, I have the supplies to make beanies. That's really the idea behind my shop, is the palm,
Totally.
the yarn. I pair them together for a kit. My favorite, like, supplies, like needles to make hats.
Mhm.
So that's where most of my time spent. But I make
Totally.
all these hats. Sometimes I get them up online. Sometimes I don't. A lot of times I just sell them at markets. So
Okay,
I do
so
my
you do in-person markets as well.
I do. I do.
And, and that's going to be ramping up, I'm sure, this season.
It is. I'm only doing 2 this season.
Okay.
Last year, I only ended up doing 1. My daughter was a senior and plays softball, so I didn't wanna miss any of that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, I did two last year and one was not successful. And I think I made back my booth fee, but that was it. And being able to sell online is such a blessing, you know,
Yep, yep.
while you
It's
sleep.
Yep, it's less work. I mean, I feel like it's less work, though I can't ever manage to get pictures of my hats and get them listed online. I rather
I'm the
pack them
same
up and,
way.
like, spend hours, like, setting up and at a place, but
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, good. Well, so definitely please check out lifeslittlethings.co.com. I am a huge fan of the pom poms, and I will be ordering more ASAP.
Yay.
Um, and Jamie, tell us before we go, tell us one fun fact about yourself that not many people know.
Oh, these fun facts. Ooh, fun fact. Uh, I'm a huge Disney fan. Like,
Oh,
everything, like, love Disney. We had the biggest, like, Disney trip planned right as COVID hit that we all didn't get to go on, but we finally went last spring break with the kids. My daughter was like, I'm like, "Where do you wanna go? Your last spring break ever. Where you wanna go?" "We need to go to Disney again." So, like, I
yes.
am the little kid that will open and close the park, and I am that mom that will drag her children along the entire way. We've had to carry out children, sleeping children. Oh, yeah, all of it. There's no breaks.
That is a fun fact. And do you do Florida or California or both?
Both. We usually go every other time, so we'll switch out.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
do you have a favorite uh world within, park within the park?
So like, I love going to Florida. I think that's my most favorite, and when I'm there, I love Magic Kingdom, and
Oh
to be
yeah.
honest, I love the older rides,
Yeah.
and
I'm gonna mute myself. Well, can you hear the
I
sirens?
did.
There's like a knitting emergency.
Right.
Everyone needs more pom-poms, so they're all
Of
coming to there.
course.
Yes. So yeah, Magic Kingdom, just it's so classic. It's such a nice feeling when you come in. It's like Main Street USA and
It
it's a small
is.
world and
It
yes,
is. It's like, just
all of
forget
it.
about all your worries and just
Yeah.
enjoy it. Ignore all the crowds.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, good. Well, I'm going to check in with you before I go to Disney next and get any insider tips.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Right. Well, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure to meet you,
Yes.
on screen.
Yes.
And
Thanks for having me.
yeah, and yeah, so if you want your very own beautiful faux fur palm, then head on over to thespinninghand.com/club. Join our subscription box. We have about what's 48 plus 12? I guess we have 60 hours left, which sounds like a lot of time, but you know how it goes. So get on over there and join the club because we are closing the doors at the end of the day Friday. And the unique palm hat is the first kit that you will get in your subscription. So have a wonderful day. Thank you, everybody. And thank you so much, Jamie.
Thank you.
All right. Bye now.